Hi, guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talkin' Tea. Today's conversation is about not obsessing about your rankings. And I know that might sound interesting because we are an SEO firm and this is an SEO series, but when it comes to SEO and rankings, I find that an over obsession about rankings can cause a lot of SEO issues. So before we dive in, again, this is SEO Talk and Tea, and today I want to introduce the tea we're having. We're having a green tea, and unfortunately, I can't read any of these things on this box, but I just know it's a green tea. And if you've watched our other videos, I've had a Dragon Well green tea. That's more of your classic green tea, a little bit more bitter, a little bit more of the classic green tea taste that most people are familiar with. But this is actually a sweeter green tea, and what I like about it is because anytime a tea can be sweeter without adding any sugar. I just find that really cool and interesting. So today that's what we're going to be enjoying. But let's go ahead and get started in this conversation. When I talk about not obsessing about your rankings, what I specifically mean is when it comes to SEO, SEO is a long-term game. You're trying to rank your site on top results for search engines, and typically this can take 6 months, 9 months, a year, however long it might take. And so it's a very long-term strategy. Now, the problem is what I find a lot of people, when they first get into SEO, your main goal, of course, is the ranking number. Where will we be ranked with the keywords that we care about? But what I find is that a lot of people, they'll start looking at the rankings daily and they'll start obsessing about it because this is where the problem happens. Google is constantly updating their algorithms. Now, their algorithms are updated not every day. They're updated, every so often, every year that Google exists. It's been noted that their algorithm updates have been increasing at an exponential rate. You can find a lot of great articles in there. I'll probably include some in the show notes. But what I want to talk about though is Google will also tweak their search results every single day, arguably on multiple times a day. So what can happen is that you'll see your rankings go from like the 5th spot to the 7th spot to the 4th spot. It'll change like every day, and that's where I think people obsess about the rankings a little bit too much. Yes, it is important for us to make sure your rankings are good, but it's not to the point where we have to make sure every single day we have to look at it and change our strategy, because that's where the fallout is. If you're constantly looking at your rankings, letting yourself emotionally get triggered by what's happening, you will then start changing your strategy on the fly, which is terrible for SEO because SEO needs a consistent, methodical, well-planned long-term SEO strategy. And if you don't do that and you tell your team, hey, instead of that blog post, let's do this, we're going to change focuses, we dropped a ranking today, you're going to essentially run around in circles and you're not going to get anywhere. What's important is you keep the long-term case at hand. You want to look at patterns. Yes, it fluctuates daily, but what is the average position that fluctuation has? Do we fluctuate from the 2nd spot, 3rd spot, 2nd spot, 1st spot, 4th spot? The average is the 2nd to 3rd spot. We're cool with that because generally that means that we generally are ranking well. What you're looking for in SEO is patterns, not daily rankings. It's normal for your rankings to move daily, but what you're trying to look for is patterns. So a similar metaphor that I like to give is stocks. If you invested in stocks, or you know anything about stocks, you shouldn't be looking at those every day. Even every other day, to be honest, might be a little bit too much. You want to be monitoring them on a more long-term basis. Yes, some days the stock will drop, some days it will go up. Same thing as with SEO. Rankings will go up and down. All you have to make sure is that you are, staying your course, finding patterns. If you see a bad pattern, for example, my rankings are continually dropping for every day, and it's been a week, now 2 weeks, yes, then we need to course correct. But if it goes down 2 days, goes back up 1 day, don't move just yet. Continue to watch, find the patterns. Once you find the patterns, then course correct. Do not overreact and over obsess about rankings on a daily basis. So hopefully you can walk away with that and ensure when you are doing your own SEO, don't obsess about the rankings. There's a lot of rank tracking apps you can add to your phone and check them daily. That is not the greatest habit to build. You should be building long-term strategies, discipline, committing to a strategy, and then that's how you'll succeed. If you course correct every day because you're looking at them every day, you're going to not do well. Hopefully this was valuable though. I hope you business owners, marketers, people who are doing SEO will take that away and remember that if you're looking at your rankings, don't overreact. But again, if you found this valuable, please like and subscribe. I'm going to pour this tea and start actually having some, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you.